Play that. Let's see it. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining us this morning in our London trading session and analysis of the market. My name is TshepZAR and I'm from Opulence FX. Watching us again, it's a good, wonderful time. I think it's our first time this week, right, to be doing this. Apologies that we could not do the other sessions during the course of this week. Critical week in the market. It's been beautiful. Yeah, so yeah, you're most welcome again that we meet today. I'm not alone. I'm with my administrator, the wonderful young man, Mr. Silas, the indicator. And it's good to have you guys today. It's going to be a very wonderful time again. I am going to be looking at the market, and I would like to do that together with you. So if there's anything that you would like us to discuss right now, or if you'd like me to look at anything today in the market during the London session, particularly the pound pairs, the euro pairs, the Swiss francs, you know, any of the currencies or the indices that are currently open right now or relevant to the session, the London session. I know that most of you love the NASDAQ, but I think it could also be a very good time to look at the German DAX, because the German is also kind of open right now to look at the Swissies, you know, to look at the Frankfurty, you know, all these indices, you know, better know what happens around Europe and during this time. So on my screen right now, you guys are looking at the euro pound, you know, euro pound. I think you can see a big green thing there that we're really planning to jump to the upside of that. That's just on a technical level. It's not a session analysis, but I'm sure these sessions can help us to see what can happen next, or what could happen next. Please be advised that this is not financial advice whatsoever. This is just our own opinion and our own analysis of the market. It is done, and if you think that if you want to make serious decision about your investment, do not take this as financial advice. We are not financial advisors. We are not coming you from a authorized financial service provider. Ours is to just analyze the market in the best way that we know how. And then from there, all of these are pure opinions and our own version of the analysis of the market. So it is pure information and not advice. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be breaking that down. I think, I don't know if you guys have been checking the news or what is on the calendar today. I don't know about that. So we'll check what's happening. On the side of the news side, what's scheduled for today, and then you take it from there. Let me just go check my economic calendar. I use my FX book. I don't know, what do you use? Let me know. What do you use? I use my FX book for my economic calendar. Some of you are using investing.com. Any other website that gives us a schedule of news for the day. There are many of them. I think, yeah, I've just fallen in love with my FX book. So there we are. I'm now watching this, and I'm looking at how it's gonna be unfolding today. Not too much. Let me just share with you. Not seeing too much. Not too much from the point of. Let me just share the screen again. Not really seeing anything too much from the point of news. I think the Tokyo session was very newsworthy, but now I just see. Let me just show if I cannot check the Chrome tab. economic calendar. There you go. Not really seeing, yeah, there you go. I think you can see that with me. You can see that with me. The Tokyo was very loaded with news, guys. I think one would need to be checking exactly how the Tokyo is ending, because Tokyo was pretty much loaded with high impact news there. I mean, there's the Japanese yen unemployment rate, the CPI. I mean, year on year, that's big. That's big, guys. And an unemployment rate in Japan remains steady at 2.8, just increase of 0.1, I think. They expected the 2.7, 2.8 is not that, 2.8 unemployment rate. I mean, compared to other countries like in South Africa, where we are ranging to the 30%. So many people are still working there in Japan. COVID, I think for me, if COVID has taken away 0.1% of the jobs, that does not look too bad. Right, so that is how it went in from the Tokyo session. Not yet closed, by the way. It's gonna be, I think it could be closing around in 15 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. But the London session opened about 1 hour for 15 minutes ago. Did it open with something there? I think that's for us to see whether it opened with some momentum or some liquidity. That's always I want to see. I mean, the London session last week was such a disappointment. It was such a disappointment because when it opened with not so good, rather with not so much volatility. So we are looking towards some volatility. Traders want volatility. They're looking for money. Where is the money? So that's one thing. So I don't see any much news on the side of the Tokyo, as it's gonna be coming to an end. Is there anything to be really worried about? I wouldn't think so. Let me just check. Let me just check that. Let's check what is the next session. Yeah, there are my sessions there. Tokyo just gonna be ending. London just started. Tokyo is gonna be ending. Tokyo closes in about 1 hour 11 minutes, and London has just started about an hour ago. So just a crossing there, handover of one session to the other. But what is the news looking like? As I said, later today, I think it's going to be a very awesome, again, I like the New York session, guys, because, I mean, we really could expect something big there. So we are high impact news on the New York session is going to be the goods trade balance. And I don't see any consensus on that data. But we also are expecting the consumer sentiment index, very key there. We expect that it should slightly just go up from, the market is expecting an 82.9 reading of the consumer sentiment index. Remember, the higher the reading, the better it is for the economy of the US. Okay, so that's how we look at, will the actual be better than expected? If it is, it could be it could cause some volatility. It could cause some very nice 5 minutes candles right there. So I think it could be better for me from where I sit. Perhaps everything else is just medium impact news. So the market is therefore expected to be somewhat calm, unless if something unexpected happens. In this market, anything can happen. So we're expecting to just get some, stable market. I don't think there's going to be any high volatility, at least until around half past 2 South African time, or just around 4 o'clock. How will they finish? So we might just be ready for a small finish, like I said, unless if there are very big corporate news coming from those companies that are listed on the New York Stock Exchange, or right now that are listed on the London Stock Exchange. Would there be news? So let's check now. Where will the FTSE go? I think then from there we can check the FTSE. We can now start from indices. As we are breaking that down, I mean, I could look at the European stocks today. I don't mind. Just look at the European stock indices, how they are doing. And then from there, I wouldn't like that we discuss a lot of US stocks and US stock indices during the London session, gents. So I like us to just kind of be relevant. I mean, if you're trading a session or analyzing a session, try to be more relevant to that session. This is the London session, more volatility. If the stock markets are open, then more money, capital is flowing into those stocks. You are winding out Tokyo session, starting London, the London Stock Exchange opening, and then from there look at how the FTSE 100 will be doing. Look at the Euro stocks, Euro 50. Look at the German DAX. I would rather that I do it like that, because I'm like I said, if you're chasing capital flow, then you should be ready to check which markets are open and what is likely to be traded right there. So I wouldn't want to be rushing into the US dollar stock indices when they're still closed at the moment. Of course, we can know how they will open, and then we'll trade it. We can trade it anytime, but for the purpose of just analysis, it's much better that we work like that. That's in my opinion. So let's talk Europe, let's talk London, let's talk Germany, let's talk France, let's talk Italy. I'm okay with that. All right. So if you've got any question, or you'd like us to look at any instrument, cryptocurrencies, anytime we can talk about them. So right. So let's deal with that. Cryptocurrencies anytime. Indices, let's stick to Euro, let's stick to UK, and let's also do some Germany, like I said, the German DAX. What do you have in mind? Right. Let me know. As I am still loading the chart, let me know. What would you like us to look at? What would you like us to look at? All right. So let's get back to the chart, and then from there, let's take it from there. Indices, currencies, let's break it down. I really like to use this benchmark in terms of currencies, just currency flows. I like to use this benchmark, to trade. You can see that one is expecting the euro, or that yesterday there was a very, very, very serious buying of the dollar. I must be honest, such that it even threatened the euro. Euro was also holding the gains yesterday, but the pound pounded. But the interesting thing that it really did not pound during the London session. It started pumping a lot during the New York session. So perhaps it was maybe the loss of the weakness of the dollar further again, perhaps, but they started pumping there. Let me just take it there. I mean, this is how it looks like. Right. Let's go to the 5 minutes charts and then see what we have there. Are we in the London? Let me check my profile again. London breakouts, London session. It should be fine. Right. So let's look at it. So there we go. We are now on M15 on the pound and the dollar. And we have seen that yesterday, there was the buy of yesterday during the London session, as I'm telling you. Rather, not during the London session, but during the New York session. There was a lot of buying of the pound. I think, like I said, it was just the weakness, general weakness of the dollar there. There it is. Beautiful, beautiful bounce to the upside. Should be looking, if it's like that, there is the market plunging to the upside. Could there be some fading levels on that wave, on that rally? Perfect. That rally has come to an end, and it should be now, according to our analysis, should be retracing. So the pound should be retracing after such a big move yesterday, should be dropping further. I don't think that this retracement is completed on M5. Should definitely come back and somewhere around the 100 or even the 161.8. So let's expect, I expect that, right? The volumes are pumping there. I love the volumes that I'm seeing right now on M15. How do you watch the volumes? You can see those histograms that are just down on my chart there. Very important for checking the volumes. The volumes aren't that very low, I must definitely tell you. On this M15 minutes, very nice volumes there starting to pick up. You can see that there's a nice volume starting to pick up. But the volumes that were there during the London session, or rather, this was also this morning. Also this morning was up. So the volumes are not too bad, guys. Wouldn't say this is very bad volumes. That's not still okay. That's still okay. So, but where do we go from here? That's what you could think. Where do you think the London session? Just tell me what you think. Where do you think that the London session will go? Do you think the London session will take the pound up, or will it take will it allow the pound to drop to nothingness? Can it drop to nothingness? Perhaps not. But some of us, we're expecting that if the pound drops, we could be seeing parity between the pound and the dollar. I know I'm already talking about things that are way too much into the future. So I must just take it slow. Some other guys are trying to look at the market there. So the resistance of the London session is still holding, ladies and gentlemen. There is the price move there. So that resistance is pretty much still holding. That top resistance, the record high, there it is, still holding nicely so. The price, there's a serious resistance there. Every time the buyers have been trying to hit that high, they have not been able to succeed. And now, even according to this M15, M5 wave that attempted to break yesterday, it also hit a brick wall around the fading levels there of that wave. As we check, should be coming there. If there's anything that can launch this, should be going up. But I don't see. I don't know whether it's going to be in the London in this session or in the next session, but I really don't see the pound surviving anything above this point. Let me just quickly do some due diligence again. When you look at that, it has been pumping to the upside. I mean, that's exactly what I'm seeing right now, that it has been doing pretty well. Seems like it's definitely found some consolidation in the top. The same thing which euro dollar, I think, did there. Just talking some correlation. While I'm talking there, then we can see that the volumes, when you look at the H1, the volumes are beginning to decline. There is the declination. There is the decrease of the volumes right there. And if the volumes are beginning to decline there as compared to where they were around the 20, around the 17th, then the 18th, today is the 28th, 10 days ago, the volumes were pretty high. You can see that generally the volumes aren't as high as they used to before, and the price is just keeping to pump to the upside. There is how the volumes are measured. So, but there is some form of nice volumes coming in. There are people who are buying and selling just enough to keep the volumes trickling on this chart. There I see that from my side, there's a bit of consolidation at the top, but I think that consolidation could just as well mean reversal, depending on where you are. I think where you guys are, you could be looking at triple top. It's now FOPL. The price has been now here for the fourth time. There it is, but it's holding. I mean, the essence is that the resistance is truly holding right there. And then there's that's the top. Here's another top, double top. We did not throw the price to the downside. Triple top did not hold the price. We are here now for the fourth time. Will it throw to the price to the downside? I mean, that's for us to watch. But I am more on I think most will be on the bullish side, because the bullish consolidation is not a problem. Just gonna confirm that if you are on the bullish consolidation side, it should not be a problem, because the support is also nicely holding, this is holding very nicely. So 1, 2, I think it's 4 to 4, very serious equilibrium there. 4 touches to 4 touches there. That's gonna be very interesting to watch. Stalemate is there, very much ongoing between the pound and the dollar, the big brothers, the allies there, the big allies, the big allies they call them, right? Big friends there. Consolidation, but the pound has been absolutely having an advantage there. Has been having a very solid advantage. I don't know if it's going to be the London session that is going to break this. Like I said, each session we can attribute it to just a single session. I think it's going to be up to the entire market to decide if they break this. From where I sit, I'm generally bullish. You can see that the wicks that are forming, the bearish pin bars that are forming, they are very strong. Though there's a serious order block by the buyers there as soon as when the sellers are trying to take it. So it is anybody else's game at the moment, the way I look at it. It's anybody else's game, not guess. There's a lot of fight there. but it is largely resistance. Even on that channel, you can see there's a serious, it has come to the resistance, right? Apologies. And there I'm seeing something like a 5-wave structure there, and that you could be talking some form of a 5th wave, but not in terms of impulse, but just in terms of the structure is not that of a typical impulse, So that's what we're looking at right now. So let's just look at it. If you need to be using the fibs, slight movement to the upside awaited there. I think this could be somewhere there. It's the 161.8. Does not look good on this one. I'm not gonna use this fibs. Doesn't look good at all. Doesn't look good. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at that kind of a rounded bottom up, rounded bottom, then reaching the resistance. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that the US dollar, it's still struggling to break the 1.42 during this session. Will it break it? They've made a M, they've made a W, triple tops, double tops have all failed to break, and the price is still ranging. What an equilibrium at the top. Everything is at stake here. The bias wants to break above the 1.42. It's going to be a very, very key breakout. Which session will break it? Will it be the London session? If you talk sessions, could it be the London session that can break it? Or if it breaks, or could the New York session just do the honors? So I think I would be watching that range closely, because any breakthrough from that range can determine whether the pound completely does a full retracement. It has done some correction, must give it to it. They've done some correction, but they might as well just do the full correction, full retracement, and go again to the upside. So that's what we can look at. I'm already. Thank you, Zimele. Welcome, by the way, buddy. It's always good to see you guys. Yes, I'm looking at the pound dollar, and what I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing that bit of a potential of a reversal continuation. The market is not pretty clear. You do not have got to tell the market what to do. You always have got to watch what the market will decide. This is exactly what I talk about. The pound does not want any interference. So if you are a coach, if you are a coach, if you are a mentor, if you are training somewhere there, if you're just a good trader on your own, don't try to manipulate the market. Don't push the market always to be your way. Let the market do. This is a ranging market. It's at the resistance. Just wait to see where the price will go if it's not conclusive. I don't want to be throwing out some speculations there. I do have got my analysis. I do have got my bias. My bias, I can put it out. My bias is negative, by the way. My bias is negative, negative on GBP or GBP USD. But the reason why it's negative does not mean that it is going to be negative. Currently, this negativity is plugged in with some consolidation. The buyers could be up to something to do. So this is now where the breakout trader comes in now. Those who are doing breakout trading, they all will be waiting to see if this range will break and which side will it break. That's all they're looking to get. So quite a big range, I must be honest. That's quite a big range, guys. I mean, having to be trading as a scalper, trading these tops, selling these tops and buying these bottoms, 135 pips. The difference there is about 130 pips. It's not small, that's 130 pips. So that could be, that's something there, for scalpers, it's way even more. I mean, this is an average market range for an intraday trader, it's nice. I mean, $13 trading the smallest allowable, the smallest permissible lot size. I mean, that's not too bad at all. So, but that's my view, Zimele. That's my view. Thanks for the question. That's my view. I don't know, man. The price has been holding there for quite some time in that range, that top range. And for me, that's what I'm saying. I would give it a time if I'm a swing trader, and I would give it some time if I'm a long-term trader, just for some decision. There is a bit of some consolidation there that I would have got to wait for direction from. You can take any bias. Like I said, the bias could be either you're going up but I would definitely confirm that bias above the 1.42, or either you are gonna go down, which is my personal bias, down below 1.40, just about 130 pips in between. Break the 130 pips below, you're going down, and break the 130 pips above 1.42, you're going up. That's how I summarize the pound dollar. Thanks very much for the question. I hope it answers your question. If there's anybody else again who would like to move to look at another dollar pair, we can do that. If you want us to look at the indices in Europe, including London, we can also do that. That is how it looks like. Pound still held between 1.42 and 1.40. Anything is just a guesswork in between. Speculative, they call us. Yes, we are. We speculate. So this is the time when now we need to be waiting for the fundamentals, the wind to blow, but there's no wind that is scheduled anywhere during the London session. As I've said, I've gone through the economic calendar, go through yours. I don't see any big news that are scheduled big news. Remember, the news can happen anytime. The fundamentals can blow anytime. But I don't see anything scheduled between now until the London session. Some medium impact news are scheduled for Eurozone by the European Union, but I don't see anything big. Right. What else? Let me check if there are any other question. Okay. Any other question, guys? I can see that the pound dollar is already gone. Thank you. Thank you. The pound dollar is gone already. Then we are now going to go into the another pair of the dollar. I like looking. Yesterday there was a very nice move, by the way, by the pound odd. Very nice move there. So look at that. Look at that. But let me just go to Switzerland a little bit. The pound in Switzerland, you see what it has done. Another consolidation again there. You can see that I think, and this one I think is pretty clear that it's a bearish consolidation, which another one is bullish. So if I'm looking for this and I'm talking correlation, not for the faint-hearted, if you don't know correlation, leave it out. So the pound Swiss franc has been consolidating about this, but others could be talking some head and shoulders there. They could be putting there. Yeah, there are things there. I don't like doing that. That's not my type of trading anyway. So just to push head and shoulder. I've seen some traders who really are wanting to see head and shoulder everywhere in the market. I don't trade like that. The way that I am already tuned to is never to force the market into patterns that are not heavy. So this for me is not a good way to trade the market. I would rather take the absolute bottom, the support, the key support where the price actually turns, and not try to push my support any higher so that it suits my narrative. So they say in the comrade terms, they say that you are suiting your own agenda. You say the comrades are coming with their own agenda. So I'm saying that traders are coming with their own agenda to the NASDAQ and to the pound. You don't come up with preconceived thoughts there. So I know there are people who have got this bias to be just buying the NASDAQ. Don't come with a pre-concluded agenda. The market may have another agenda, and the agenda of the market is the most true one. On that lighter note, we still have got a bearish consolidation right there of the pound Swiss franc. Again, this is where I'm keeping my bearish bias. I'm not saying it's for sure. This price could as much because it's a rectangle. So the price could either break the top or the bottom. So highly likely, though it's a bearish one. Right. And then the pound yen, I think, yeah, you just copied me there. That's what I worked on. I think definitely that we could be seeing some form of a reversal there of the pound against the yen has been kicking. The pound has been doing a serious kick. Can I just get another pound yen and leave this one? Let me just show you the pound yen. The pound yen has kicked. I mean, if you have been kicked by the pound yen trying to sell it early, let me know. Just drop me a message there to say, Coach, I am one of those. I have just suffered a very big defeat from selling the pound yen early because the stochastics and the oscillators were oversold. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You can just say, yes, I'm from those. Yeah. Let me know. Let's help you, because we're not saying that we always what we say is always right, but perhaps you could get a different perspective, a different angle. There it was positive. I definitely think it was positive, but I'll definitely tell you again, when I look at the time frame, this was positive from yesterday. You can see that there was a very nice bullish. There was a very nice bullish. I know some of you could have taken this as bearish. I would have, So I think this is the last. Don't worry, my friend. Don't worry, guys. You want to know. We want to know where this pound is going. We're gonna break it down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse wave. Could that be the 5th wave of the impulse? I'm laughing, guys, because trading the financial markets is very interesting. Trust me. I can see some head and shoulder there. So this price has broken it's looking very hectic there. So let me not intimidate you any furthermore. Let me just look at this and let me bring it home. So that's where we are. How is that? So this is what you're looking at. So can we now break down this wave, just this wave alone? We're going to be breaking down this rally, whether it is an impulse wave, I think I like that. That's an impulse wave. I can get it. It's support. Not a problem because I'm already there. Right, there is support. Which trend lines are called just momentum trend lines? It's not really a trend because I'm just monitoring an impulse wave there. I don't like to call them trend lines if they're on an impulse wave. I just like to call them momentum line because they keep the price, just making some sharp corrections and then rally and then keep on rallying again. So that's the one I'm monitoring right now. So let's check. Let's put a ruler on it. That's the case. That's how we move to the upside. Do I have got all the swing points? Be sure, coach. Right. I think it looks like this guys would have used this. Let me just check. There's the. Let me use all the points that matter. So that would look like this price was doing. Yeah. That's the price that matter. That's the price that matter. There it is. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That is the price that matter. So Opulence FX, where are the traders? It's very nice to be a member of Opulence FX, Tuto, hi, please check gold. I will do that, Tuto. I'm just looking at these charts and I'm loving what I'm seeing. If you are seeing this for the first time and you're loving it, please join us for our educational program. We are sometimes convenient with the market. That's science, before I traded the markets and joined the corporate sector, whichever that which came first is working in the corporate, and then from there joined the financial markets on a full-time basis thereafter. Before then, I worked in a medical laboratory, by the way. So when in the lab, we used to put down things together. And now when I'm doing this, I'm remembering when I was sitting in the bench wearing my white coat in the lab, and doing some chopping and of analysis. I'm coming from this point there because we were analyzing specimens there. So one thing that we needed to learn on how to put the specimen properly. And that's what I have learned when I trade the markets, that you need to keep your chart beautifully. And that's what I'm doing. I'm not rough with the market. You need to know the market is science, guys. The market is science. Always remember that part. So I was using a little bit of science there when I was doing that. And the results are, voila, they are out. After that rally yesterday, we are seeing that the price have come to the final wave. There is the 261.8. This is our expansions that we use. I'm just talking about this. So there is the 1, 2, there's the 3, 4 in this case. Just on this wave, I may have not been good in labeling others, but I would definitely be sure that this would have been an impulse. Beautiful impulse for me, impulse wave to the upside. I think it was the final kick of the GBP JPY. Now everything looks super nice this side, right. Oh, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm fine. If anything, I'm not an electrician, but I'm using the theory that for me to have a good a completed impulse wave, then I should be having 5-wave structure. And I think that's exactly where I am. Could it continue to the upside? Perhaps we can advise, but from where I sit as a FIB trader, swing trader, I think these guys might have come to just the end of this 5th wave, dropping right on the 261.8 expansion. But of course, we don't sell now. We're waiting for the momentum line to break. This line is going to be very key for us. So what I would say, I would then expect that those who are scalpers, those who are looking at the price struggling to go up, they might sell. If they sell, they're going to be giving us a signal. Confirmations can come from any point. Some of the traders we trade could sell. So that's how we look at it. Then I'm going to be going to gold. I don't like doing gold during the London session, but because gold is a safe haven for everyone, I'll do it for you too, though. Don't worry, because you're here. But I like discussing gold during the New York session. I'm talking when we talk sessions, by the way. So there we go. So perhaps we could be seeing something like this, right? Drop there, go up. Remember, guys, this is what we call textbook structure market. If you don't know structure, again, please you are welcome to join our classes. Our classes teach us about structure. When you say structure, the market generally moves like that. It's very important. That's how head and shoulder patterns are formed, by the way. If you don't know, and that's exactly my worry about some of the traders who are just using head and shoulder patterns without knowing structure. Head and shoulder patterns is coming from market structure. Of course, I don't want to go to market cycles, but if you want to trade this, this is a derivative. It's a product of those trading structure. It doesn't just happen, right? So that's how it is. That's how it is. I think that if it can break right now, it could be break. If it come from the 261.8, we could be seeing 161. And I'm on H1 there. Go back to to make that shoulder break and then just stop at the 100 and should be happy there. So that would be the target for short term. Short term target. There you go. Target for the short term. That's what we call it. So again, this is now. I'm not forcing the market. I think you can see that I'm really not forcing the market. You do not manipulate the market. The market will beat you up. All right. I'm not a big bank anyway. They say they do manipulate because they're the liquidity providers, but that's the target. This is now the third chart on the pound side during the London session. That for me shows negativity. I was not sure of the GU. Remember, the GU is consolidating at the top. My bias, I told you that my bias is negative, but we're waiting for confirmation. All right, because it's still pretty much on the bullish side. Same thing. GJ is positive, but I think this positivity is coming to an end. 261.8, we might see negativity, waiting for confirmation. The pound Swiss franc has already dropped. Remember, the pound Swiss franc taking correlation has already dropped from its top. It's already. So for me, between the two, I would be saying this is the leading indicator. The pound Swiss franc has already found its top, and now it is coming and is wanting its target to the bottom. That's how it is. So in this case, if the price continue to fall, it will be because the pound will be following the pound and the Swiss franc. This is what I am going to conclude the pound pairs during today's London session, the last London session of the month of May, by the way. Very, very pivotal times. Before I can go to gold, I hope you guys are satisfied with how we break down and how we look at sessions. So do not just trade sessions for the sake of sessions. Look at what you're looking for. This is a London session. Look at euro pairs. Look at pound pairs, Euro GBP. That's what I've done. You can see that I've looked at Euro GBP. I've already looked at it. I'm monitoring Euro GBP. Clement is monitoring Euro pound and the pound and the yen. That's very important because the London session becomes very key, Clement, when you are monitoring those two, because volatility for the euro pound comes during the London session, because that's where these currency pairs are head office at, pretty much. I'm not saying that is the only place where they're traded, but if you want to watch big moves, watch them during there. As I've said, we have not been seeing a lot of volatility, and more sessions. I've been monitoring the London sessions. They have been up, they've been flat, and they have not been bringing as much volumes as one would have expected. In this case, yesterday, even the movement of the pound was not during the London session. This is to defy the odds that, again, movements only happen during those sessions. Pound moved big, rallied yesterday, and it rallied during the New York session. Currencies are global. So though you may go to different sessions for them, but sometimes the sessions would not help us. I haven't forgotten about Tuto. You really want us to look at gold, but gold is another thing, boss. Gold is another beast. I will get back to it. There is nothing that we can't analyze. Remember, we can predict, we can speculate any instrument, but we cannot We don't trade everything. We analyze everything, but don't trade everything. Right. In the absence of anybody want us to be looking at the indices, please, when you talk indices, I would not like, not I don't want, I would not like us that want us to talk about the Nasdaq. Please, guys, not the Nasdaq, not the Dow Jones, not the S&P 500. I'm still gonna be coming back later today. I will be joining the New York live stock markets. I'm not gonna be coming from the New York side. I am going to be infiltrating the New York session today. Mr. Silas, the indicator, you'd like to say something, but I've not forgotten the gold. I'm coming back on the gold. I haven't forgotten the gold. Right. So that's my recommendation. So we will be infiltrating the London session, rather the final New York session of the month. News aren't very great, but can I also invite you, Salas, perhaps let's invite the guys straight to our NFP session. This time we are going to be doing live market trading of the non-farm payroll for the month of June. This is also going to be on a Friday. It's going to be during the New York session. Perhaps that's going to be for me the most significant moment, trading the NFP together as a family. How lovely can that be? So we're going to be watching for that. I haven't forgotten about gold, but I think I can see my dear friend and my administrator there, Silas, the indicator. While I share another screen, I need to go to gold. These guys are asking for gold. Yes, sir. You are muted.
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you, ladies and gentlemen. Silas, the indicator.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Thank you. So I actually like your idea of the NFP trading session. I think it's going to be amazing. In fact, I don't think anyone has ever seen you trade the NFP live. So
oh, yes.
This will be a first time for a lot of people. And I think we should make sure that everybody is there on that one.
Absolutely. So NFP is happening next week on Friday. Usually happens 2:30 South African time. So yes, come through even if we don't have a funded account, but try to get your account funded. It is not financial advice. We're just gonna be seeing on how we do it live. So how we make losses on the live market. Or how we make profits on a live market. But we have done it many times. I think I'm seeing some guys here who have joined us and they've seen us do NFP live. Because we're not scalpers, most of us, even though we may have entries during the NFP, but basically it's an indication of where the market will go for the rest of the month, by the way, because it is the NFP that sets the tone for the dollar for the rest of the month. Let's not take NFP 1. And also let us not talk the New York session, because we're in the London session. I would like to look at gold, as Tuto has requested me, Mr. Indicator, and then I can see that Sanele is also joining us from Facebook and is also asking us that we deal with gold. What is this with gold? What is this with gold? Is it to say those that have got gold have got the golden rules? The new gold is Bitcoins, guys. I'm not doing any recruitment. I'll look at gold. We'll look at gold. I can see that there is so much interest in gold, but there's nothing wrong. Gold is amongst the mostly traded precious metal. It is a precious metal, by the way, a safe haven. If you want to know the fundamentals and the politics of gold, please join our market previews. If you like depth, join us, because then this is just a session trading. This is just a London trading session. Depth is not going to be fun, but if you're looking for depth, please, I'm inviting you, if you don't mind, join us on our Telegram channel. Silas, I think you can also drop the Telegram channel right there on our comment section. Join us in our Telegram. Join us on our Facebook. The depth is there. We are not traders who are trading shallow. We've got depth. So if you want to really know about the politics and the fundamentals of gold, follow us. I do discuss, we do go depth into gold. You know, we go deep into gold during our market session, because gold is the one of the widely or globally traded safe haven. It's amongst the it's not the only safe haven. I think most of the eyes are missing that. So the fundamentals aren't that very are very important, but it's not every trader. So people like charts because we are chartists, but at the same time we forget fundamentals because we are not fundamentalists. But gold you can't do with gold, but just by looking at the technicals. You also need to be coming and talking about the fundamentals. Salas, yes, I'm still sharing the screen. Where's my screen?
Okay, so just to answer a few questions, what time is the London session? It's going to be every Tuesday and Friday. Looking at Tuesdays and Fridays, 9 o'clock to 9 to 10. And the New York session, 3 p.m. To 4 p.m. That is all Central African time. And what's the other question there? Yeah, I think just to answer Azam, those are the sessions for you.
Yeah. Thank you, Azar. Don't forget. So we're doing the London sessions, as Salas has said, London sessions Tuesdays and Fridays, or both sessions. So we're doing London, New York Tuesdays, and we're also doing London, if I'm not mistaken, London and New York sessions Fridays, live trading. We break down the market. So let's look at that. Let's look at somebody has asked for gold. Tuto, I apologize, my brother. I have not forgotten about you. Tuto and Sanele, this one goes out to you and many other guys who have requested for it. You are asking to know where will gold go. Please, guys, remember that when the questions are coming, I know that many traders are now used to this kind of a time frame trading thing. You know, mine is not time frame. Once you ask me, look at gold, I'm gonna be looking gold according to where it is currently, and I could use any time frame. So many people, they think that perhaps it means but we look it at monthly. Can you look it at day one? You know, we can still look it at day one. Let me see if I can find it under the super scalp. I need to find where it is on my profiles first. Apologies. Could it be under market overview? Gold, where are you? The guys are looking for you. Definitely must be under real. Gold is real. There you go. Tuto, Sanele, pay very close attention. Already there are very big signals. Let me not go to the signals. This is a chart which we have for our market preview. We go to depth. We go to depth, you know, with our market preview. We thought that it would fall from that point. Gold never failed to retrace. Remember, I saw this discussion on Facebook, price action, the group that was started by my very own friend, then in whom I am pleased, Christian. Thank you, Barret. Big up to that group. It's doing wonders. Right. You have produced very quality analysts coming from that group, and analysis that are there. They are dope. So are the discussions. You must join it if you can. If you're not in that group, you should be part of that group. So, but basically, this is where we are. There's gold. You know, gold is extremely bullish. So that one you must always know. The gold is dangerously bullish. I think you already know where I'm going to. It's not just bullish. Tuto is dangerously bullish. Do you want to do some short term there? Of the short term of wanting to sell, that's going to be at your own risk. I wouldn't. So looking at this, of course, I have got multiple analysis there. Gold goes into another ascending triangle, which is also bullish. The ascending one pushed it up. So we're going up now. Now it's up. I don't see anything currently unless gold drops below this point. But how will it? So there's another bullish gold going again for impulse wave number 5 to finish the impulse. Then from there, gold could be dropping back from this point. I'll just give you the level right now. Still bullish, but Sanele, Tuto, there's your gold. Or there's gold, not your gold. There is gold. Right, that's what you look at. Still looking bullish. Using the 18, gold is using the 18, I think it's 1890 if I'm not mistaken. Can I get this price right? Yeah. Gold is using the 1890 as the support, which it broke, which it broke yesterday. So 1890 now is the support which is broke. Remember, the discussion that we had on Facebook was that will it retest? So some were expecting a retest, including me. But I mean, retest is not compulsory, but it does have got the ability to call the price. Again, if you want to know about the signs of retests, the signs of retest, breakout and retest. Breakout is known, but if you want to know the signs of retest, please, guys, join our educational program, because then we need to be knowing which prices retest and which one doesn't retest. You know, we're talking about parabolic moves. There are parabolic patterns, you know, where which the patterns happen, then we don't expect the price to be coming back for a retest. So there you go. So this guy now goes out. Gold could say, I have retested, and others were expecting the price. So this zone is extremely explosive. You know, big support now, demand area found right there for gold, right around 1850. Don't. 1850 now is the new area of the buyers. The buyers are kicking at 850, meaning that we should not be expecting to see the price of gold anytime in the short term below 1850 anymore. Now we're ranging about 1850, broke it, retested it. From there, the buyers are increasing. So the buyers are already now pumping up. So in this case, we are on the last, I think gold is setting up itself for the last rally of this impulse wave. Then where that rally could end somewhere, I think that's what Tuto wants to know. Coach, how far can it go? I will let you know, no problem. How far can it go before it stops? I'm going to be using the wave that is more key here, because we are swing traders. We use only key levels for checking. So for me, it bounced from this point. So this point for me is the big bounce, not this one. So for me, I'm looking not at this one, I'm looking at this, because it is the bounce from the trend line. Then I'm taking the same same guy. Apologies for that. And I'm going to be checking where it retraced from, and that's where it is. Gold was bouncing from the 161.8 of that 18.93, and then it is going to, where is it going? I can also take it from the one at the bottom, use the one where it retraced first. That 1875 breakout was to the upside, and where is gold going? There, I'm happy with that. Gold definitely is poised to go and make this point, 1960s, to be safe. Let me do this. There it is. Around 1900, 2000 levels. I've done that twice, and everything points out to that point. 1995, 2000. That's where gold is going right now. So until then, sorry guys, I wouldn't be selling gold, or I wouldn't recommend for a sell of gold. That's extremely bullish. Gold looks very, very, very bullish. Sitting down on top of those fib areas, fib expansion areas, I wouldn't take a chance. On an intraday basis, there is the trend line. I would rather wait for the price to come to the trend line, and I'll buy that from there. But otherwise, I'm seeing a very nice impulse forming there, you know, going right to 1940, 1950, and 1950 is not pretty far from 2000. So this price could just keep going and going and going and going. That's how I put it. So ascending triangle right now, information holding, being supported by this broken support as resistance of the 1890. Please remember that 1890. And that 1890 is the current key as we speak right now. 1890 is the current key. Go tell them that 1890 is the current key support, holding the price. If this support is held like this, going right into the New York session, or before the New York session, if gold can break this ascending triangle, it's a continuation as expected. It's a continuation. The price is expected to keep pushing and making record highs until it reaches 2000. Thank you, Sanele and Tuto. I hope you guys are answered in the price of gold. Are there any questions? I can't break it down any further more. Why? Because it's even part of our market preview. Let me just reveal it, because right now is the 28th. We are on the last day of trading our market preview for the month of May. Inviting you guys, we have been trading gold. Let me tell you, gold has been in our secret portfolio basket. We've been trading gold right from the buy, right from here. You can see this. This was on the 3rd of May. We had a preview on the 3rd of May. It was a Tuesday. There we got an immediate signal to buy gold right there. Gold, since our market preview, has not moved an inch down since our market preview. So we are buying gold at that level. You know, on the 3rd of May, a call to enter buy of gold and exit at 1840, 1850. And if you do have got the stamina and the capital, a recommendation was that don't worry, the pullback. It pulled back, and there was another entry. Another entry was at a retest right there, and the retest, we were going up to the 1890 broken now. This is the last lap. We're going to the 2000, drop from the 2000 back to the 1890. I'm giving it away, guys. I don't mind doing that. I think the guys who were exclusive with us for the market preview would not feel hard done with. So join the market preview. There are some secret trading platforms or trading floors that you have set up just for those who join our market previews. Your question is that how do you join the market previews? Market previews are exclusively for the guys who have opened Veracity accounts. If you are trading with Veracity Markets, you can join us deep into our own closet where we've got exclusive views of the market, where we select only the pairs that we know, one, there shall be volatility to that direction. Now, your people are asking, Coach, what is this guy going about? I mean, I can trade everything. Trust me, my friend. Go right now and go see on how Euro odd works. If you have bought Euro odd or sold Euro odd some 6 months ago, the price is still ranging between 400 pips. So the reason why we do market previews is that we are looking for the markets that will be deliberately volatile, meaning that it must move quickly. We're targeting not less than 1,000 pips per month. How do you get that? You could be finding that some pairs can only move 300 pips for the whole month. How do you make sure that you can get the markets that move faster? Market previews. So for those who have got their accounts with Veracity, please drop us an email. And you also have got an account, live funded account with XZ Markets. Also, you can drop us an email to say that, hey guys, you are talking to me. I've got XZ account. The account must be funded, because market previews are strictly for those who trade live market. It's not for demo traders. It is not for learning. It is for trading. So if you don't have any money in your account yet, I think work towards funding your account. Then let us know. It's free. Just fund your account, join us, and then let us talk with those. At least when we talk with those that they know they've got money in their accounts. That's how it works. All our partners with Opulence FX, you are also part of the market preview for free. Please just tell Silas, send your details, then you can join the market preview. We are hoping to get way over 50 people next month to join us. We're going to be doing it live on YouTube. We're going to be coming again live on the same platform. There's no more anymore on Zoom. So we're going to be looking at, I'm already excited because I've already prepared the portfolio, by the way, Silas. The portfolio for June makes me like I can give this one away. Guys, if you would really like to build up that account, join the market preview. I'm not convincing anybody for anything. I said it's free. Just fund your account and trade better. Trade with those that have already traded for more than 12 years. That's what I can encourage you. So that's what we're doing. I'm just coming from a session right now. Our traders are doing very well. They're also gonna be joining us on previews. But one gentleman has been using the market preview, some of the charts from the market preview. One of them is that Silas, we were selling Brent crude oil, and this gentleman came out from his first coaching program since he started, and he has grown his account by 30% in the first 3 weeks. So it's like he's growing at about 10% per week. So great stuff is happening there. So preview next week Tuesday. Silas. I don't see anything. What else must I do? Give me some work to do.
No, currently I think we can end the stream right now because we have reached that 1 hour mark. And the
We were
market
getting carried
preview,
away, eh?
yes, market preview definitely in the next Tuesday. Look out for that, and all the details will be sent out. I'll put the details in the description of the video as well. Um, After we do the stream. And those of you who want to join the Telegram groups, because that's where you'll find all the details of how to join the market previews and all of our programs, as well as the education programs. So those who want to get educated will also have a Telegram group for you. Those who are also on the interested in funding an account with the partner brokers, you also join the Telegram groups. That all the relevant details will be in those groups on how to register accounts and fund accounts, etc. And I suppose also that the live NFP is a very exciting feature that we have now, which I think is going to be groundbreaking. For the first time, TshepZAR is going to be sharing how to do NFP live on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be for the first time. So share that stream with everybody. So I'm gonna create all the details that are necessary and make sure that people join into that NFP session. I think it's gonna be mind blowing on seeing a live NFP from TshepZAR himself. And I think that's about everything. That's about all the details.
Otherwise, we meet later for the New York session, right?
Yes, we meet later for the New York session, 3 p.m. Central African time.
Lovely. Guys,
Right.
thank you so much for joining us for the London session. It was an awesome time. You always give us something to do or something to say. And I hope you are enjoying it. If you're enjoying it, share with others, make a date. Let us build the community of traders and let us say down with wiping of accounts down. And let there be pips. Cheers, guys.